little differently here. I'm using my laptop and a different headset. But today we're doing something a little different. Instead of just covering like one game or a couple games, I'm going to be covering at least a game that I think is kind of niche. I mean, barely anybody I've heard actually talk about it, and just looking it up, the like trailer and stuff, you got like Gaming Bolt who's talked about it, GameSpot, other places have very little coverage for the game, and I was gonna say the word niche, which I might have said it. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that Lord of the Rings fans may play this game, but your average gamer isn't going to play it. And let's check it out. I want to play this game. I've already pre-ordered it. I'm going to play it on the channel when it comes out, and it's supposed to come out the 25th. So let's. Ooh, nope, my bad. Let's turn that down a bit. This looks great. I mean, it looks good, but there's a couple problems that I have with it so far. And I've had these problems with it before after seeing a trailer for the game. And I'll bring those up in a moment, but like I said, this looks good. I cannot wait to play it. Damn. I'm I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. I grew up with the extended versions. I don't think I've ever seen the theatrical versions of the original uh games. Um let's just mute this and play it in the background. Or not mute it, but have it playing in the background. Um my big concern with the game is you have like the books, accurate descriptions for certain characters like Isildur, which you see talking to Gandalf, and Gandalf, who look like how they were described in the book. But then you get to Gollum, and my only problem with Gollum is he is more movie accurate than he is book accurate. Because in the book, they describe him as a shape, a darkened shape. Um, and he's blackened, I guess. He's pitch black almost. But here you have him with the light skin, how he was shown in the movie, played by Andy Serkis. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below. But other than that, I can't wait to play this game. And from the description of how the game is going to play is amazing. You get to choose. Do you want to lean more into Gollum's gameplay, or do you want to lean more into Smeagol's gameplay? And Smeagol sneaks around, tries not to engage in a fight. He doesn't like violence, where Gandalf, or not Gandalf, Gollum is going to be an aggressive style. And you got two skill trees to kind of facilitate that. This is going to be a great single player adventure, I think. In my opinion, it's going to be great. Just turn that off. And I don't really hear too many people talking about it, so that's why I wanted to bring it up on at least on my channel because to me, I think this is going to be a great Lord of the Rings game. I didn't play Mordor, either War or Shadow for Mordor. I didn't play either of them. I believe I own them, but I haven't played them, unfortunately. Oops, wrong one. I wanted to do this. But I do want to play this. It'll be the first Lord of the Rings game that I have generally been excited to play since um, what's it called? The Hobbit, which was a PS2 game done in the style of the Rankin and Bass cartoon. Um, that was fun detailing the story of Bilbo, but it's kind of neat taking the approach of this game from Gollum or Smeagol's point of view. And this is supposed to take place between the events of Lord of the Rings, but what I've heard from the description is it might have a little bit before he goes looking for Bilbo or Frodo and, kind of detail his capture in Mordor and torture for the information of his two words. Um, that he gave the Dark Lord. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing is the second interrogation as well when he talks to Gandalf and Isildur. Now, again, if I'm saying those names wrong, feel free to correct me because, again, I haven't fully read the books. I've read bits of The Hobbit and I've read bits of the Silmarillion. I believe I'm saying that correctly. um, yeah, and I would love to read the books more, and I would love to play this game. As I said, I'm really looking forward to it. But I don't know the design. I hope there is. I hate to say skins in the game, but I hope there's an option to turn Gollum more into that classic book description. I mean, it may be hard to translate. I mean, into story. Here, let me see if I can actually find the description, the book description of, Gollum. It says has very characters uh variously described him as wretched and vile creature, a liar, a thief, and a murderer. All to which are quite true, corrupt, and vindictive. He cheats, steals, lies, sneaks, and betrays. Um, but that's his character. That's not his. physical description, but here it is. It explains in chapter 5 of The Hobbit, a small, slimy, dark creatures with pale eyes. Um, yeah, he's described as like, yeah, slimy, skinny creature living in the middle of an underground lake underneath the misty mountains. Uh, yeah, dark gray, hobbit-like creature with several spiky teeth who walks on all fours like an ape would. And like his Rankin and Bass counterpart, which, again, if nobody's seen... Here, let me look it up real quick. I hope I don't get copyrighted for... Um, oh, no, not Lord of the Rings. Oops. Um, here we go. This is more play. This is kind of more of how he was seen in that. Can I get better than 720p? No. Oops. Yeah, see, this is how he's kind of shown or described in the book. And, well, not shown, but, described in the book. And this right here is my favorite version of the character. Because it fits. Where is it? It kind of fits the character description as he's described in the book. But the funny thing is, if this really is, and I don't know what these subtitles are for, they're interesting. Um, what was I saying? If this truly was his precious, why did he just leave it on the bank of like this cave that he's living in? Anyway, this is basically a book accurate version, or as close as you can to the J.R. Tolkien or Tolkien version of the character. And I prefer this over um, the Andy Serkis movie design. Do not get me wrong. I do love that version. I do love The Hobbit. I do love the Lord of the Rings films. And I mean, I grew up with them mostly because of my father, who was a big fan of the books and watched the movies. And I grew up with this. Before I seen Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, I watched this 1977 Hobbit by Rankin and Bass, I believe it's called. Yeah, Rankin Bass. Okay, it's not Rankin and Bass. Yeah, here's the movie. This is this is what I grew up with. It's a cartoon from back in the day, cartoon movie. They have three movies. They have this, The Hobbit. They have Lord of the Rings. It's just called Lord of the Rings, but it kind of spans between a Fellowship and the Two Towers. Then they have, and some of Return of the King, but then they have Return of the King. And this is what I grew up with. This is how I seen everything. This is what I basically remember the most, and it is my favorite. So I'm excited to have the game that's coming out, the Gollum game, but I hope they have this suit, or not suit, but this kind of like skin or look for Gollum in the new game. But I just wanted to kind of look at what is it? Yeah, this game, the Gollum game, because like I said, it seems like really nobody's talking about this game. Like, I mean, I see, IGN a month ago kind of played it and everything, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, so I wanted to bring it up. And I think the reason nobody's really talking about it is, like I said, it's kind of a niche game. It's kind of meant for fans of Lord of the Rings, and not too many people are going to be like, "Oh, I'll spend 60, what, $70 on it to play the game that is part of a big expansive world." So it's not going to be as popular as everything else, and I'm happy to, play this game. I'm happy to play through this amazing story. So I can't wait for it to come out. It comes out May 25th, supposedly. That's what it says on PlayStation, and it's the 23rd today, technically, when I'm recording this. It's uh, 0400 uh, on the 23rd of May. But the next thing that I want to talk about is a little bit of information on the Mortal Kombat game. I'm sure everybody has seen the story. Just get rid of that tab. Everybody's seen the story. Or not story, but this trailer. Oops. Just a sec. Just get this the best quality we can. Sure, everybody's seen this, but we'll rewatch it for those who haven't seen it. Before I get into rumors and other things that I want to talk about. Whoa. Why did that do that? Go back. Okay. Guess it wasn't loaded. Uh, I have to admit, the visuals are looking better with each game. From X to now, ugh. I hope this is an actual fatality in the game. Because That was badass. And yeah, we know that Shang Tsung is the pre-order bonus. So one thing that I want to point out that I see everybody talking about, at least, is that this is supposed to be Raiden and the Great Kung Lao, or the ancestor to Kung Lao. I don't believe so. I believe this is actually Kung Lao. And the reason is I don't think we'd be set in the universe where uh, we're following the Great Kung Lao when Johnny and Sonya are supposed to be also in the game. Because for those who don't know, there's a pre-order bonus. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. That Johnny Cage, one's going to be a playable character. Two, he's going to have a Jean Claude Van Damme skin, which is going to be neat. But the Great Kung Lao was a long time before Johnny Cage's time. So for that reason, I don't think it's the Great Kung Lao. For one, two, they don't refer to him as the Great Kung Lao. Any other form of media, they refer to him as, well, within the Mortal Kombat universe, they refer to him as the Great Kung Lao. And, people are like, well, if it is Kung Lao, then why doesn't he have his razor sharp hat? Or whatever. What is this world Liu Kang made a world that's peace, that's full of peace. Why would he need his razor sharp hat in a world of peace? That's kind of my counter to this that argument. Like I said, I don't think it is. That's just my theory. For one, two, I can't wait to play it, but I would like to know more information. I mean, we're gonna get more information out of another trailer. This is just the official announcement trailer. Wrong one. Excuse me. So I'm looking forward to playing this game, but I think this is more modern times. That weird little jump there. And that this isn't primarily set in the past. But it is kind of weird that they're showing characters in pairs. And I don't know why that would be. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was one of the leaks. So there's a leak for Mortal Kombat 1, sorry, not 11, for Amazon Italian markets. There was kind of a leak that was put out in the product description. Early access, minimum 72 hours, copy of the game, Combat Pack 1, 6 characters that are playable. Quan Chi, Omni-Man, Ermac, Peacemaker, uh, Tadaka, and Homelander. And then 5 cameo characters: Tremor, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Madavo, and Farah, skins of Jean-Claude Van Damme included. So they're, where is it? Yeah, the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin. So I don't think Johnny Cage is just going to be a cameo fighter for that, for the reason that he's getting a specific skin in this game. Um, it's kind of interesting. In the previous combat packs, they've had 2 Mortal Kombat characters, 2 um, guest characters. Now they're going. This is going to have six, and you're going to have three characters from Mortal Kombat and three. Sorry, not Quan Chi. Yeah. You're going to have the three. Like I said, just had to count it. God damn it. Anyway, like Quan Chi, Ermac, and Tadaka. I believe that's one of the combat kids. If that's the case, then this would be taking place more modern times, like towards the storyline that was in X and 11, which is going to be interesting to see with that, having those characters um, in the game and how they would react with certain other characters, like their dialogue, opening dialogue and stuff. One thing that I'm interested in finding out is about this game is what characters are going to be like. This is cameo characters and everything, but what characters of the main roster are also going to be cameo characters and vice versa? I mean, sorry, I don't think Madavo or Mavado um, or Farah are going to be playable. I think they're just going to be cameo characters, but something like Johnny Cage, I think he will be a main character. I mean, he's getting a damn skin for Christ's sakes. You think they'd put him as part of the main roster? Let's go back here. Let's close this. We don't need that open anymore. So again, I don't know what's going to be a cameo character. I don't think they're going to show like here they're showing Raiden. Well, that's Liu Kang. They're showing Raiden and Kung Lao. I don't think like Raiden's going to be playable, but Kung Lao isn't, or Kung Lao is going to be playable, but Raiden isn't. And I don't know why it's stuttering. Let's, I guess, turn this down a bit. Jesus. So yeah, I don't think half the roster is going to be like so far what we have is going to be cameo characters and playable characters because I doubt they're going to put Melina on the roster but not Katana or vice versa. Another thing I've seen recently is talks about Onaga is going to be the big bad. As much as I kind of don't want like Shao Kahn to be the bad guy or somebody as cheap as Kronika, I really don't want to see Onaga back. I didn't like the character, the idea of the character from the PSP Mortal Kombat game that I played. He was kind of a bad character in my opinion, and the fact that he was just poisoned to death by uh, Shao Kahn and I think it was Shang Tsung. Um, I don't like that. That shows to me weakness on the part of Shao Kahn's character, and I don't see him poisoning somebody to death. So I don't like that part of Mortal Kombat history. That's just me, and a lot of people may disagree. That's fine, but yeah, there's theories that Onaga is going to be the main bad guy, and there was also talks when the first trailers dropped that Shang Tsung was going to be the main bad guy, but I doubt it because he's a pre-order bonus. They're not going to make the main bad guy a pre-order bonus. So I mean, they could because look at Shao Kahn from the last game in 11. He was a pre-order bonus of sorts. I mean, you still were able to spend what, $5 after the fact to play the character. Let's yeah, it's like $5, $6, and you were able to play the character in the game without pre-ordering it. So that is damn. My my laptop's trying to die. Let's turn that down a bit, I guess. Um, Another thing, I don't know if that leak is true. That Italian thing is true. Maybe it was put up there by accident, and that's really what's going to be in Mortal Kombat 1. Why is this acting this way? Jesus. Yeah, I hate this laptop. It's shit. But what was I saying? I don't know if this is really going to happen with the Mortal Kombat, like, or Mortal Kombat 1. I hope it doesn't. I also hope that I guess this cameo fighter thing is not the whole game. I mean, yeah, it's neat to have little extra game modes like that in there. Like one game mode that I really liked was Combat Chest, I think it's called, where you turn around and you have a chessboard with different Mortal Kombat characters and you fight your said Mortal Kombat characters when you try to take a piece. And if you lose that piece, or if you win, you know, you gain that square. And you take an enemy's opponent, or you take one of your opponent's characters. I like that. And, you know, each of these game modes kind of have their own little thing going, but I don't know. I just don't want the whole game to be a cameo thing. And for those individuals who really loved Shaolin Monks, it'd be neat to have a little bit of, you know, co op in some parts of the game, but I don't want the whole game to be co op. I didn't like Shaolin Monks, the little side scrolling thing. Not side scroller, but like 3D combat, 2D. Sorry, it's like 2T or 2.5D combat in some instances. I don't know. I didn't like that as a Mortal Kombat game. I prefer the like classic fighting. I mean, some of the 3D era stuff might be fun to have, but it it gets annoying after a while when you can just sidestep a move in the 3D fighting era games, or the 3D fight games. So that to a point kind of gets annoying. So I prefer the little old school side scrolling action. Another thing is I don't think they're gonna have a big roster in this game. I mean, yes, they're gonna have, you know, their combat packs and stuff, obviously, but I don't think we're gonna have a very big roster due to the fact that, I mean, look at Mortal Kombat 1. You just had the essential character, or not Mortal Kombat 1. Um, X. You had the essential characters, and then they kind of added on to it. And my laptop's gonna fucking die. It seems like, yeah, it's like overheating. Um, you have other characters added to it, but the 11 didn't have as many characters as X, and I think 9 had more characters than X, excluding DLC, because I think what was it? 9 had 4 DLC characters or 5 DLC characters, if you include Kratos into that. And then X had what, 12? I think it had three combat packs with 4 characters. So I don't think this game's gonna have a very big base roster in it. I think we've seen most of the characters so far. We have a few confirmation on other characters, but like Johnny Cage, I mean, the Claude Von Damme skin kind of uh, states that we're going to get him as a playable character. So I think, Scorpion, Sub Zero, Katana, Melina, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Raiden, I think that's close to what we're going to get. I think Jax, um, Cage, and Sony are going to be a part of it, but I think that's going to be it for the base characters. Excuse me. And I think there's going to be a build a character feature because um, it's been hinted at with some things that, at least from what I've heard Boone say, um, like he talked about X. He's like we designed X around giving the choice of picking your class to a point or your move set, and then 11 we allowed you to design your own classes to a point. And they want there was an interview where he's explaining about this where he's like let you design your own classes. We want to take it to the next step. And I mean they've done it before. They've done the different classes. I think it was 3, Mortal Kombat 3, you had the classic style side scroller with a few different features added to it. And then 4, I think, was the first one that was like 3D era and then had the different stances that you could pick, like classes, I guess, that you could pick. After that, then you started getting into like a create a character mode and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, it's neat to have your own character in Mortal Kombat and kind of have a run around a world to have a campaign like that. It's neat to a point. It's not for me because if I'm gonna play an open world game, or not an open world game, but like a, a semi open world kind of game like that, set in fantasy, I don't want it to be in Mortal Kombat. I'd rather play the characters that are in Mortal Kombat and have fun with the characters that were created. I'm not I'm not a very big fan of kind of created characters in that sense. I mean, Skyrim, that's I like it in Skyrim. I like it in Oblivion, um, like Diablo RPGs like that. It's kind of fun, but this style of game, I don't think fits with a creative character style. So I'm not really, if that's a feature in this game, I'm not really excited for that specific feature. Um, Other people might be, excited for that. And hey, if you are, I'm not, trying to say anything bad about you liking that feature. If it's in here and, that's what you're hoping for, I'm happy. If it's not, I'm sorry that it's not in here and you were looking forward to it, but I just hope that certain game modes come back or certain features that have were in previous games come back. Like the 2v2s. I've heard a lot of people talk about those. I didn't really get to experience 2v2s, but I would love to try out 2v2s. And I mean, not cameo fighters or characters like that, but an actual, like, you pick Sub Zero and uh, Scorpion, or Sub Zero and Bihan, and you take those two characters and you fight, say, Sidorak, Sector and Cyrax together as a group. That kind of 2v2, not the assists or whatever the hell the cameo thing. That's what it sounds like to me. The cameo system sounds like the assists from Mortal Kombat 11. Uh, that and like as stupid as it was, like Combat Cart, I never got to experience it. So if we could get it in something more modern, that would be kind of neat. Or the like chest battles, that was kind of neat. Stuff like that I think would be kind of cool to see brought back. But I don't think any of those are going to be brought back. I mean, I think 2v2 might be brought back, or tag team fights, I think it's called. Something like that. Where, you and a friend of yours or another player, you know, pick two characters, you kind of switch out mid combo and to continue the combo or whatnot. Stuff like that, I think, would be in the game, and the 2v2, I think, will be in the game. But I doubt a lot of other game modes will be in there. The create a character they've kind of hinted at, and I don't know what aspect it'll take. If it'll be like the other one, where, you design the character, look, background, stuff like that, and you get to build your own moves, kind of like, what's that game that I was playing? Xenoverse. Well, Xenoverse 2, actually. Something like that, where you can build your character to be a monk, like Liu Kang was, or well, Liu Kang still is a monk, but like Liu Kang is, or a Shai Ryu, like a Scorpion, or Lin Kuei, like Bihan, or Kuai Liang. If it'll be like that, then that's kind of interesting that you can be part of those groups. Or White Lotus, it's not a monk. White Lotus, like Liu Kang, stuff like that. Okay, that's kind of neat in an aspect for, guess, the idea of playing your own created character. Being part of those groups is kind of would be part of that. Or if it's like you create a character and then you can pick your own, make your own faction, I guess. Like in MKX, you had the different factions, but I mean, like, create your own version of like a Shai Ryu thing or clan. I don't know if it's going to go that far or if it's just going to have uh, design a character, pick a faction, go from there. I don't know. I don't know how that any of that's going to work. Like I said, I don't really want it in this game, but if it happens, I'll give it a try. But I'm definitely going to play the story mode like I did with 11, and I will cover it on the channel, just like I'm going to cover the Gollum game on the channel. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to play Mortal Kombat 1, I should say, because I love the Mortal Kombat games. X was great. 11 was good. I never played 9. Before that, it was my favorite game. Before, like, 11 was Trilogy for the PS1 or the N64. I had both. Um, and Mythologies, Sub-Zero Mythologies was okay. I didn't really play much of it. It was kind of when I was a kid, it was kind of difficult. But I did play a little bit of Trilogies, and I mean the hardest I could go was the Easy Tower as a kid. But I played a bit of that on the PlayStation 1 and N64. After that, DC versus Mortal Kombat. I mean, it was a rated teen Mortal Kombat game. It wasn't going to be as violent or as bloody, but I liked that game. It was the first game that I kind of took interest in, like learning combos, learning timing and stuff like that, and it just kind of improved from there for me. And I'm not going to say I'm the world's greatest player. No, I'm far from that. Hell, I get my ass kicked from a friend of mine named Miles, or well, Black Jesus with a Q, or Bacon Jesus, depending on uh, how he's feeling. I guess I don't know when he changes it a few different times. But yeah, like I said, I mean, he's one of the greatest players that I have had the chance to know and become friends with. I've run into some very good players online, and I've gotten my ass kicked. There's other times where I've played exceptionally well for a change. So I'm not trying to, say that I'm very good at the game. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have my fun with it, but I want to improve my skill at the game. So playing the Mortal Kombat games is just, just me practicing. Playing online is me learning my characters a little bit better each time. So I can't wait to get my hands on this game. I've already pre-ordered the deluxe edition. We're getting, I'm going to get most of it. The one thing that has me concerned out of everything is the fact that with the pre-ordering of the games or buying the games is you get coins. You get like these Mortal Kombat coins. Like, is there going to be an aspect of um not I was going to say pay to win, but I don't mean like pay to win. I mean like to get the bicycle kick for Liu Kang, you're going to have to pay so many coins to get that specific move or to unlock that specific move. Or is it going to be like cosmetics, like what we had in 11? I hope it's more cosmetics, but at the same time, I hope there's not like certain ridiculous requirements, like for the OG Scorpion skin, I think it was called, in MK11, where you got to play 25 matches, or AI matches, or win 25 AI matches with um I don't know if it was with Scorpion or if it's just play them, but something like that to unlock a classic skin or a good looking skin for a character because I mean it's fun to grind for stuff like that, but I don't know. For someone like me who sometimes plays games religiously or doesn't play video games religiously, I mean look at Jedi Survivor. I played that for a few days in a row and or not few days in a row, but over the course of like 2, 3 weeks or something like that. And that's like the only game that I played. I don't play that often because of my work schedule. And it kind of seems like certain skins are locked behind, grind requirements, and it's kind of just a pain for people like me who don't get to play as often or who doesn't get to play as often as they would like or often as they need to unlock certain things like that. Like there's a skin for Mortal Kombat 11's Shao Kahn, and it's his classic skin from like Mortal Kombat 2 or even Mortal Kombat 3 that's in the red, like he's sported for years, the red costume. I still haven't been able to get that. It's somewhere in the crypt, and it's in a heart chest somewhere. I don't get to play often enough to be able to just go running through the crypt all the time, and so it's kind of a pain. And I know that's just, like, oh, boo me, quit crying about shit. I'm not really, it's a small gripe on my end. I know. Everybody's going to have their own take on it, but for me, I would like the ability to use in-game currency to get, badass skins like that instead of just grinding for it all the time. And I don't mean, make it so that, like that OG skin for um Scorpion or, what's it? I think it's the OG skin. I think that's what it's called. It could be called something else. That skin, play 25 matches with the AI or whatever it is with the AI mode. After, if it's something like that, say a year or two into the game, put it up on, the in-game store for so much. I don't mean right away be like, oh, well, here, if you can't get it, then here. And now it's on the store, like 5 minutes after it's been shown off. I don't mean something like that, but after a while, at least let us purchase it in some fashion, I guess. Excuse me. I think that would be uh, a lot of helpful to, or a lot of help to us gamers who can't always play due to our schedules and everything. I don't know. Another thing that I would like to talk about with this game is something that I've seen almost everywhere saying that Scorpion and Sub-Zero have the same badge. I I don't see it. Their badges are the same size and shape, yes, but I don't think they have the same symbol. They have similar designs, yes, but the Shai Ryu and um oh, what the hell is it called? Um the Lin Kuei have always had similar styled apparel. But I can't see the Shai Ryu or the Scorpion badge as well. But from the videos that I've seen talking about the Lin Kuei badge or the symbol on Sub Zero's armor, that is the Lin Kuei symbol. And from everything that I've seen so far, like in this picture here, well, in the video anyway, you can see that the symbol on the badge is a little different. You can't make out what it is. Well, I at least can't make out what it is. But let's see. Put it up to 4K and see if it gets any clearer. At least for my eyes. um, yeah, the engravings do not look the same. I mean, if you look, not engravings, but the symbol does not look the same for the Shirai, well, the Scorpion button for to the Sub Zero button. I mean, if you look at the Sub Zero button, it's three circles and a triangle, the classic Lin Kuei symbol. But that button on Scorpion doesn't look like a triangle with three circles. From at least what I can tell. I mean, obviously, if we can, zoom in and stuff, we'll probably be able to see what it is a lot better. Or when the game comes out, or not comes out, but like a gameplay feature video or trailer or whatever the hell you want to call it may shed some more light on it. Or if somebody can, look at the video or a high detailed image or image of the Scorpion model, um, you might be able to tell a lot easier. I don't know, but I just I don't know why everybody's saying that they're the same button that like Liu Kang got rid of an entire freaking clan. No, he wouldn't do that. Even even such as a violent race as the I was gonna use Goro's race as an example, but I can't even freaking remember what they're called. Um. Anyway, the Tarkatans. Let's just go with like the Tarkatans as an example. I don't think he would get rid of them. I think he installed a world of peace like it shows in this trailer, and if they chose to defy peace, he says that ooh, um, they've chosen war with a god. So, like I said, this is okay. I got to turn it back down, or it's just gonna go all over the place. I have to admit, the true underdog said this, and I have to admit that I fully agree with him. The simplistic design, the hell is going on there? Like the simplistic designs of the costumes and everything is just amazing looking. It kind of gives me MK1, MK2 vibes with the designs of the costumes. I mean, they're just simplistic. And why do you look like shit? Come on, laptop. Don't die on me. The simplistic designs are not simplistic. I mean, the not overcomplicated. I mean, if you look at what's his name? Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung seems to have the most complicated skin in this game so far. Why is it doing that little juddering crap? I mean, it looks like he has the most complicated skin in the game, and it still looks good for. Well, I mean, not for some reason, but it still looks good, and it seems like it fits in this world, in this new universe that Liu Kang has created. I mean, like, with the first time I watched this, I didn't realize he had uh, the claws on the both sides of his arm. I thought it was just on one side, and at first it's like, oh, that looks like crap. Why is there an asymmetric look to it? I'm kind of not of a fan of the asymmetric look to the costumes and stuff. Like Shao Kahn, a lot of Shao Kahn's costumes in Mortal Kombat 11 are asymmetrical, and I don't like it. I like the symmetry in it. And then there's cases where I like the asymmetric look of certain things, um, but that's just me, I guess. Um, yeah, I cannot wait for this game. I haven't watched the community chat, this thing, with Ed Boon talking about the story and stuff about MK1 like that. Um, I've I've heard stuff from it. One of the things he did talk about with MK1 is he said it's a different universe, and a lot of people thought it wasn't a continuation of 11 from that statement. I I think it's still part of the overall arcing story. It's just we're in a different era. Like you had Mortal Kombat 9 for an example. I didn't play it. I played a bit of it not too long ago. I didn't play it when it came out. I never had access to it. But that game, um, there's parts of that game that are canon in the other games, like DC versus Mortal Kombat and Injustice 1 and 2. Certain comments from there make it into 11 and stuff like that. They're they're still connected. They're still part of the story. They're still canon and stuff. But um, a 9, at least in Mortal Kombat 9, yes, there are changes like not Scorpion, Sub-Zero becomes a cyborg ninja, and the cyborg ninja turns, that's changed from Smoke. Smoke was supposed to become a cyborg ninja, and Raiden changed said timeline, and that was the result of it. But closely, that video game Mortal Kombat 9 covers the stories of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 that was set up basically in the old arcade games. Then, you get to 10 and it adds to that story. They beat Shao Kahn and everything. There was kind of a moment of peace, and then Shinnok rises from the freaking depths of wherever the fuck he comes from and starts causing problems. Well, then they stop him, And then, in Mortal Kombat 11, they have to deal with a whole new problem, which is Chronica, because, well, Evil Raiden pissed off a Titan, kind of. At least that's how I took from it. Is he pissed off a Titan by killing her kid, and now she's pissed. But, it's the same story going from, 9 to 11. Now, with 11's end, um, with Fire God Liu Kang in the DLC Aftermath, um, you kind of see that this is starting of a new story, basically. It's the same universe, and everything. Not, I mean, it's still Mortal Kombat. It's just telling of a new story, a new take on the universe, kind of like for a, for an example, Transformers. Take Transformers for example. G1 started it all. Then you have like um, animated, which instead of taking Prime's origins into effect that he was a regular factory worker named Orion Pax, got damaged and became Optimus Prime and started fighting for peace. That didn't happen in animated. But now if you look at what is it? Transformers Prime, I believe he was Orion Pax. It's been a little bit since I've seen that, but he still he fights for good or whatever, like he's meant to. He fights for freedom and stuff. But animated, it was kind of like he was placed in that position of having to act on the good that was needed. It's still the same character, just a different story, different take on said character. And I think that's kind of how this is, where you have the overall arcing story with different beats for said story, but it's in this new telling. I think it's going to hit the highlights of certain things because I think this is going to have a tournament in it. Because it's been, what, 9 was the last game with a tournament in it. 10 didn't have a tournament in it, and 11 didn't have a tournament in it. So I think this is going to be a game that has its tournament, its first tournament in a while. And this tournament is going to have to decide like the fate of uh Earthrealm, or not Earthrealm, but like peace and shit. The peaceful nature of like Earthrealm and the realms. This is going to be the first case where they're going to have a problem, and I think Shang Tsung is kind of a messenger in a case. He's bringing it to him and saying, "Hey, you're gonna have to get warriors and stuff. There's such and such going to be happening." And in the show or in the trailer, we see him killing people, but I don't think he's actually going to be. I don't think he's actually going to be killing people in the story or scape of the game. I think it's more of we want to show off our new impressive graphics and stuff. I think that's more of the case. I think he's going to show up in the story, kind of like Shao Kahn showed up in 11, even though he was a pre-order bonus or a DLC character. And I mean, he had a bigger role to play in that game than here. Um, or not than in here, than I think Shang Tsung's really going to have in this game. I think we're going to have to fight against him at some point, but I don't think it's going to be the case where, he's showing up, he starts killing people, and then says, hey, we got a tournament that you're going to have to fucking participate in, Luke. Or not Luke, Liu Kang. And I don't think that's going to be how it's going to be shown. Just speculation on my end. I think he's going to be, a messenger and talk to the heroes of Earthrealm and give them kind of information about it. I don't know. I'm gonna be excited to play it. Like I said, shit, what, 2 days for the Gollum game, and then a couple months for the first beta of MK1. Um, I think it comes the beta release is September something, and we're gonna have a few days. I don't know if it's gonna last too long, the beta, um, to play or for or to play the characters and stuff. I don't know how much we're gonna get in said beta, but if you pre-order, you get what's they'd say like 72 hours early access to the game. I don't know if that's the beta. I can check in just a sec. I gotta find the picture again. Um, no, or just early access, a minimum of 72 hours. With the game, yeah, that's not talking about the beta for the game. I don't know what's going to take place with the beta. I don't know how long it's gonna last or anything. We can uh well, I can cover it when the game comes out, or more towards the time that it's gonna come out. We can figure more of it out, and I can cover it. But let's see. Does it say anything on um yeah, 1 week early access to downloadable character or content characters. That's really all it says. But you get access to the beta if you pre-order it and stuff. They're not. Yeah, if you pre-order it, you get the bonuses and stuff. It's releasing September 14th. I believe the beta might be in August, if I remember correctly, in the 8th. Let's see. Um, uh, oops, wrong one. There we go. Beta. Yeah, August. It seems like it'll be in August, and then we'll get like a week early access for the game sometime in September. Um, yeah, it's gonna have a closed beta in August of sometime or sometime this year, August. Um, uh, yeah, okay. The full game launches September 19th. If you want early access, it'll you can have it on the 14th if you pre-order the game. So yeah, yeah. Here we go. I think this. is the majority of the base roster. I don't think we're going to get uh two different. Shang Tsung, I don't think is going to be on the base roster because he's the pre-order bonus. But yeah, Sub Zero, Scorpion, Johnny Cage, Kung Lao, Melina, Katana, Liu Kang, and Raiden. I don't know why Liu Kang's on there twice, but um, yeah, I think this is basically the base roster. I don't know if it's going to come with, or if this website talks about the DLC characters. But yeah, I think Sonya and Jax is very likely to come to this game because of the fact Cage is here. But yeah, so far it seems like we're going to get a decent base roster. I don't even know how many characters. What was the base roster of like X? Always clear your thing. Um, I guess let's use Wikipedia. I don't think this is going to give us the proper. Yeah, see, you had the combat kids and stuff. See, it wasn't a very big roster, and then, oh, well, it was kind of a big roster, but yeah, and then your combat packs. You only had 8 characters added to that game. Um, what about 11s? Mortal Kombat 11 base roster. Um, excuse me. See, yeah, I mean, yeah, you didn't have that many more than X, but you had a lot more, excuse me, DLC characters. And I don't know why they broke it up with Aftermath and then Combat Pack 2. So I I think they wanted to do something extra with this game, or they wanted to do something special with this game, and they kind of something happened. But yeah, if you look at this, you got Combat Pack 1, which had 3 regular characters and then 3 DLC characters. I'm honestly uh intrigued that they kind of started going through with this 3 and 3 thing. So I mean, you have Fujin, Shiva, and Rain in the Combat Pack 2 or Aftermath, but you also and Melina. You had 4 Mortal Kombat characters and 2 guest characters. Where in Combat Pack 1 you had 3 guest characters and 3 Mortal Kombat characters. So I think something kind of got screwed up there. Not in a bad way, kind of got screwed up because I think Ash was supposed to be in the game. Well, talked about being in the game, and then certain things changed. And then Shao Kahn was DLC, or was a pre-order bonus. I don't think he should have been. He should be in the base roster. So I don't know how many characters we're gonna get with this new game with 11 or not 11, 1. It would have been so much better if they fucking called it 12. Um, yeah, I kind of think I don't think Reptile or Kano's going to be in the game as a base roster, but supposedly we're getting a group of unique characters. But yeah, so far that's confirmed is like Raiden, Kung Lao, Scorpion, Sub Zero, Liu Kang, Katana, Melina. Johnny Cage, and Shang Tsung. This is basically everybody that's been announced so far. And that leak talked about Ermac and a few others. Let's see. Oh, come on. Where's my bar? There it is. Okay, don't close on me. Just open up the damn thing. Here. Yeah, Trimmer, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Madavo, and Farah will be cameo characters. But yeah, Quan Chi, Ermac, and Tadaka are supposedly three Mortal Kombat characters that will be added to the game with Combat Pack 1. I doubt. I really doubt that uh, this is Combat Pack 1. I mean, it just seems something that being leaked on an Italian Amazon page or whatever. It just doesn't seem real to me. It just doesn't seem like something that's going to be true. Now, I'm sure any of these characters, like Conchi, Ermac, Tadaka, Chameleon, Madavo or Mavado, Farah, Tremor, those characters could be in the game, whether DLC or not. Um, but like Johnny Cage, I don't see him being a guest character or cameo or sorry, a cameo character because he's getting a skin. Unless they're going to allow us to uh pick a skin for our cameo characters, which are I think unplayable. Let's see. Are they unplayable? Get rid of that. Easiest way is just to go to the frickin' website. Yeah, there we go. Mortal Kombat 1. Um, just click here. Um, yeah, it's a new universe created by Fire God Liu Kang. New fighting system, game modes, and fatality, an immersive story campaign. Like you've never seen, or the fighters are favorite characters like you've never seen before. Right here, that unique or choose from unique roster of cameo partners to assist you in battle. Nowhere does it say that these characters are not going to be playable. So I don't know. But if they're cameo fighter or fighting partners to assist you, it just sounds so weird. I mean, why use the term cameo fighter? Ooh, um, I got 21% to get this finished. I don't know. It's just something weird. So the cameo fighters, I heard Super and True Underdog talk about this, or the True Underdog, talk about it being like, oh, what's that game? Or not Mortal Kombat, Marvel versus Capcom. Now, if it's like that, where you only get certain summons and stuff like that, it could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. I never played those games. I mean, I played one of them. I played was it two, Fate of the Worlds? Or no, three, Fate of Two Worlds. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know if that game had it. I didn't play much of it, but it's just kind of weird to have a character that has a skin, the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin, or Johnny, and then put it on a cameo fighter. Go back real quick. Now let's see. Yeah, you get the Shang Tsung if you pre-order it. Either way, but where is it? Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme skin for Johnny Cage. That right there to me just seems like, I don't know, almost like a problem. Yeah, if he is a cameo character and you're getting this really neat skin, what's the freaking point? I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah, I'm gonna cover this as much, a little bit more than I have been. Um, I just updated. Why are you telling me to update? Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to cover it more. Same way with the Gollum game. I'm going to cover that as much as possible because I'm excited for that game. I'm going to play it 100% and finish it. But until then, stay tuned with the channel. I'll try to play more games, and the next game that I'm gonna play will be the Gollum game. That's going to be fun. Was I not recording at all? I was not recording. What?